Welcome back to another episode of The Gentleman Show. Joined as always with the gentleman,
Curtis Nash,
Josh Cooper,
and I'm Darren Watts, and we're here to discuss New York Comic Con.
Yay!
Again, so Comic Con, not really for the comics. Not anymore.
This one
anyway.
more than San Diego.
Hasn't been in a while.
This one is definitely more toy and comic related. San Diego.
Golden Girls toys too.
Yeah,
were the
Golden
hot
Girls
item.
toys.
But even then, I didn't see any comic book news. It was all just movie related, and that's kind of the stuff we were looking for, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get right into it.
Right into the Bear Grylls.
One of the best ones.
The big one. This is the one I'm most excited for.
Shocked everybody, including I'm sure you guys as well.
I saw it, I posted it, and then me and you started talking about it. It's Power Rangers. So obviously, if for anybody that doesn't know that Power Rangers is getting redone, and they're thinking to themselves, "Oh my God, that is probably the worst idea ever." Watch this trailer. My God, it looks dynamite.
And they did away with there's no hand talking with everything, which was like kind of the staple when it came to Power Rangers. Got rid of all the campiness. It's serious. It's gritty. It's dark. It's they didn't take the direction with the trailer or the movie in any way the way I thought they were going to do it.
And they did a good tease, because by the end I'm like, where are the Zords, damn it? Where are the Zords?
But you don't even see the suits.
But that's
Just
good.
materializing up on him.
But that's good, because you see a bit of Rita Repulsa, but you don't see Zordon, you don't see if they have putties, you don't see any of that. So when the actual trailer comes out in like a few months, maybe a month before it comes out or 6 weeks, I'm gonna be jacked. As long as it doesn't look like crap.
Yeah.
Well, I like the way that they're going with it. They, like in a Chronicle fashion, find this meteor or something kind of frozen in land, and then it gives them superpowers. Instead of just with their suits, they actually have super strength now and stuff.
I think
out of their suits, which is really cool.
I think in the trailer they find like that stone that's housing like the coins are in this one. It's more like their power button.
Medallions
I don't know what
or
it
something.
is. But so they find this, and like you said, very Chronicle-esque, very Breakfast Club at the start of it. And right away, I loved the way that they were going with it. Like you said, very Peter Parker in the first Spider-Man. He wakes up and he's busting his sink, and he's like, "Man, like I'm changing." And
Even has his flash moment where Buddy goes to bully him and punch him, and it just is almost like in Batman versus Superman. The fist hits and his face doesn't even move.
So
cool.
not a lot. Again, like this was a teaser, and it was almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, teaser in the sense that you don't see anything other than the kids. You don't see their suits. You don't see Zords. You do see Rita Repulsa for a bit.
Just for a little bit.
And so then, and then all of a sudden a lot of like the rumor mill just starts churning stuff out. They're saying that Rita is possibly like an ex-Ranger. Like the one line she has in the trailer is that she's killed Rangers before. So they're saying like, if you look at her weapon close enough, it looks like she has like the power thing for the Green
geeks
Ranger.
are just looking
The nerds are in it hard. But you know what? I mean, that's when you get tied into kind of the whole hype and stuff, and you're looking at it too, it makes it for a fun time.
This is a successful trailer.
Yes,
for
Launch.
sure.
Oh, definitely. They did a fantastic
and for a
job with
franchise that nobody was expecting anything out of. Everybody, it was a joke for everybody until that day. Everybody was like, making a power. Who gives a shit? I don't want to watch that.
Well, they would release like a poster here and there. Here's how the suits look.
Lots of Iron Man comparisons.
Even the posters looked all right, but again, like you said, as soon as that trailer hit, I watched it a few times. I was like, my God.
I know, now I'm like, when's
awesome.
March coming?
Yeah.
So I can see Power Rangers.
Yeah, so I don't know. Definitely one I've put on my list for the new year for sure. It's going to be...
It's blipped on my radar.
And also something that, like, I guess Saban, like, I don't know who the studio who they're going through that's doing this, but they've already said they're doing 6 movies.
Holy Moses!
Yeah, so they're
they got to introduce the Green Ranger, the White Ranger.
Unless they screw it up.
Hard flop, like a hard screw up, which, by the looks of it, it's going to be the next Transformers, really.
Well,
it's just going to be a bunch of...
I like how it seems like they're out of their suits for majority of it. Like they're leading up to, like, they're discovering their powers, they're finding out everything, they meet Zordon, then there's that moment where the suits are materializing, and then the Curtis Nash guarantee, this movie, the last 30 to 45 minutes, is going to be them getting in their Zords, and it's going to be cities being laid to waste. Like Pacific Rim level battles.
That's one of the other things I'd read too. If you remember the old TV show, the Zords, they weren't much bigger than like a skyscraper, when the posters were released and each of the Rangers were sitting on them, they're tiny.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like, man, like people are saying like, okay, we could compare this to maybe like New Godzilla. That's how big they're gonna be. I was like, ooh, here we go. Yeah. Nothing better than trampling cities.
Just, citywide described as my favorite part of Man of Steel was just watching Metropolis get destroyed in the wake of this battle.
You took me down from my high. You mentioned Man of Steel.
Of course. Here we go. We'll get your high back up. Announce the next trailer.
John Wick 2! Like the biggest sleeper hit of, I think, was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year? Man, like, if you haven't seen the first John Wick, one of the coolest action movies that have come out in a long time. Low budget, doesn't look low budget.
No.
So it's guaranteed to be a success. Awesome storyline. It's sleek. It's stylish. You know, and probably the coolest gunfights you will ever see in a movie.
Next Equilibrium. You know,
you took it from me. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Like Keanu Reeves. He had done some training with some Marines or with some SEALs prior to starting filming this, and he had on his Facebook he had posted this wicked training obstacle course with every single gun imaginable. He's just laying waste to stuff, and it was all for this movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen John Wick, get on it. If you have seen John Wick, you know what we're talking about when he's sitting there just, throwing bullets.
And like spinning on his knees and like grabbing a headshot.
The coolest reloads ever.
Yep.
Like out of nowhere. This is such a cool movie. And then John Wick 2 is coming out. It takes place 4 days after the original one. So it's basically John Wick's hitman who is invincible.
Well, and that's the thing.
To be.
They already announced John Wick 3, so spoilers, he's living through this movie. But it's also like cool to see that he's a hired gun again. Remember, he was in the first one, he's out of the business. He doesn't do it anymore.
But they killed his dog.
And now he's got a new one. John Wick.
Greyjoy.
Alfie Allen, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, now he has a new dog. We don't know. Like, I think it takes place in Rome. I
sounds right.
I saw. And it's kind of the same deal. He runs into a lot of assassins who they thought, he was out of the game, so they're giving him a hard time. Like, I thought you'd retired. And he's like, I'm trying. You need people to kill.
No one let me. Speaking of people to kill, Iron Fist. This one was another one.
Segway.
You knew. I know. It was a swing and a miss, but it was close. This one, we kind of everybody thought maybe was coming. We got the teaser a while back where it was just kind of him punching through that vault door and a slow zoom on his face. Now they're calling it a teaser again, but it's more of a full fleshed out trailer.
You know the look of it.
Yeah. And to me, this is the show that on my hype train all aboard that it's going to rival Daredevil with
I hope so.
With the grin, with the tone, with the fight sequences that I was seeing, and even just like the spectacle of it. Maybe we're going to kind of get fleshed out more into the mysticism when you look at like what's going on with Madame Gao and what's going on with the Rising from Daredevil season 2. They hopefully are going to get more into that, and I also love the way they're handling his fist.
It started glowing at the end
from the inside.
Yeah, from the inside, he's holding it out, and he's like,
and it had that little charging like noise behind it. So I don't know if it's going to go. Do you think it's going to go full like fire aura around it, or just glow from the inside?
By the end, to beat the final boss,
his last punch would be
almost kind of like a Dragon Ball Z type where he just powers it up, poof, it's fully charged, and he's wrecking stuff. He's wrecking faces. He's wrecking walls.
He's wrecking Ralph.
The normal fights, like before he becomes Iron Fist, when he's just like training or encounters the ninjas, it reminds me of like an old school kung fu movie.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. I'm like, man, this looks like some Bruce Lee.
Like you said, like it's gonna rival Daredevil again, being kind of the best one out there out of the three right now. We know Iron Fist. Man, it's all monks and kung fu. That's
but they said they want it like Daredevil, but they said this is the most lighthearted out of the 4 shows. So
okay.
That's what.
Danny Rand has always been a little bit more of like a smart ass and comical in his delivery and everything.
He said you'll get your action, but it'll be a lot funnier than the other ones.
And also #lose the perm is trending on social media for anybody who's interested. But I'm psyched for this show. Like I've been loving the Netflix Marvel shows that they've been doing. Each one that comes out none have been horrible. They've all been either fantastic or just a great journey.
Good watch,
And this just looks like they're keeping with that. And then of course they're leading that into the Defenders, which is the street level Avengers.
Yeah.
Basically. And they big announcement. They brought all the cast out. Yeah. But the big announcement in the panel, they brought out the villain, which I never thought in a million years they would have cast this person.
I know.
Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, is the villain. We don't know who she's playing, but she says, I'm the villain. Yeah. I'm the bad guy in the Defenders movie.
I have no idea who it could be. It's tough to speculate. I mean, it's still so very early
it'll be a character 80% of comic book fans, like maybe, or not even, just people have never heard of.
Yeah.
Oh, they could do like a Madam Hydra type,
but it's going to be something like that, you know. Everybody knows like the main villains by now. It's going to be one of those people where they're like, who?
Yeah.
Just like everybody's like, who's Iron Fist?
Yeah.
Who's Jessica Jones? Who's Luke Cage?
I hope that we see crossovers of characters in this one, because Luke Cage and Iron Fist team up and are like kind of buddy cop in the way that they do a lot of their stuff. So I'm hoping Luke Cage comes over. I don't want to see too much of the, during Luke Cage, it was always, I have a lawyer friend. Hey, I know this one guy.
Yeah.
Those little mentions were just like, don't say his frickin' name unless you're going to bring him on screen, because it's too much of a tip of the cap for my liking. Especially now, 4 Marvel Netflix shows in.
Yeah. Well, do it once, whatever. Kind of throw it out there. Yeah, okay, we're all in the same universe still, whatever. But I found with Luke Cage, if it wasn't, I know a good lawyer, because you probably heard it at least 4 times, was... And like it just kind of goes back to our last chat where I really wanted him to kind of show off his strength and just throw bodies around like the Hulk.
Yeah.
And the only thing they focused on was how bulletproof he was.
Yeah.
Every episode, bouncing bullets, which is fine. That's, 90% of like who he is. But a lot of times he's getting shot and he's like wincing. I'm like, man, you're Luke Cage.
By now you're not wincing at those bullets.
That's why I think Iron Fist is going to be that much cooler, because it's kung fu.
Yeah.
It's karate.
Well, and that's you're going to get that background. You're going to get the training montage of Danny Rand.
Yeah. And I don't know
if Rocky had a montage.
I don't know if we will see that Luke Cage crossover, because for the first half of the season, so that's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
It's all going to be him with the monks and him training. We probably won't see him back in New York until the last half, and even then,
I don't even think you'll see it then.
I think
Luke Cage is Matt Murdock is the first few episodes of the Defenders, and Matt Murdock's getting him out of jail.
Well, I was gonna say Luke Cage obviously goes back to jail at the end of his.
Matt Murdock's gonna be the Batman and Justice League character, where he's gonna go around, right? Because he's gonna bring them together. He's gonna assemble this team, because he's the one that knows all of this weird stuff that's happening, and he knows there's something bigger at play. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna tie all that stuff together.
I'd like to see maybe a little bit of Punisher. Like we know Punisher. Punisher has his own show.
It started filming too.
It won't be tied in with the Defenders, so it'd be nice to kind of place him in an episode or two.
Well, even like in the second last or last episode of season 2 of Daredevil, when he's fighting on the rooftop, and then people just start dropping, and then it shows, Punisher's across the street with a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
That's the tip of the hat that I like to see.
And then he just kind of does his little, and runs away into the night.
I wonder what the Punisher's doing right now.
Yeah. Hey, I know a guy who kills bad people. Yeah, I bet you do, Rosario Dawson. It may not be bad people, but a bad movie got a trailer. Great Wall.
Woo! I can't wait.
Gadzooks.
Right off the bat with this trailer, I get what they're going with it, and like I liked how they squashed that whole whitewashing thing, where he is an European who travels over there, so it makes sense. He's not like a white guy with some Japanese name or Chinese name or anything like that, which would have pissed a lot of people off. But Matt Damon just seems like he doesn't care in this one, or belong.
Hey, Matt Damon, we'll let you do another Bourne movie if
you do one of ours.
If you do one of ours first.
And it's like the way that he's talking, it sounds like he's like trying to figure out how to speak as this character. He's like, we need to go and over the wall, and it just was it was so choppy. It just the trailer.
I don't know, I don't like to compare like Last Samurai to something
don't
like
even.
Because Last Samurai is
so
very awesome.
Terrific movie.
And like you said, like you'd never get you'd never get like this whitewashing, kind of BS the whole Hollywood thing's going through right now. Because like it was Tom Cruise, where he gets captured and he learns to live this life. Like a 3-hour epic, people didn't complain about watching a 3-hour movie then. I don't know why.
And there's less Facebook back then.
But like you said, this one, there's just the feel is off. To have Matt Damon back then playing what he does, I'm like,
the effects
like
don't seem as on par with what we have now with the technology. And like you said, he's just Matt Damon with a braided ponytail. Like he's not a different character.
It's very hard to believe. Like this is one of those cases where it's just the wrong casting.
I'm not saying Asian cinema is poorer than ours. But if you watch their movies, that's the kind of special effects they have in it.
Right.
You know, they don't go crazy, hundreds of $1 million just on special effects.
Right.
Where I think it looks like, or it sounds like they filmed all of it down there, and it's from a legendary director that I've never heard of. That was probably legendary over there.
Yeah.
But Matt Damon's in it, so they're like, well, we might as well release it over here.
Well, yeah, Matt Damon's there to put asses in
And
seats.
we'll release it on Thanksgiving weekend. So it's guaranteed to make a few million, but it's one of those ones where when it opens like in China and everything, it's probably gonna make bank
That's
over
exactly
there.
what I was gonna say.
But
it's
over
gonna pull
here,
Warcraft,
maybe
where
it's
it'll
gonna make
bomb
20
here,
million
and then
here.
it'll kill over there.
Yeah.
You know.
That's all they're hoping for. I think.
Well, and
at
that's
this point.
fine. I mean,
Ish.
But
But,
if
do I
they're-
want to see it?
Are they
at
going to
all?
go and try and make a
Well,
Great Wall 2?
it's worth watching. I think,
Greater
just
Wall?
to make
Not
fun.
in theaters.
Oh, come on.
You two
We
will
don't
be
have- yeah,
reviewing.
No, I believe it's the same weekend as Fantastic Beasts. And if you're pulling my Harry Potter, I don't think so, sir.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly any day of the week.
Yeah.
No, that would not fly at all, sir.
And then those are really just the biggest things to come out of Comic-Con. Like you said, it wasn't really
There's other
huge
ones,
thing.
but we've talked about them before, and there's nothing new.
Yeah.
No,
What's
yeah,
going
for
on?
sure. And I don't know.
Oh,
I expected a lot, but it was a little underwhelming.
one. Almost fell off my chair.
We had a few drinks before we came out.
War of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I forgot to put
Come
it
on, Gary.
You forgot to put it on.
Well, it's better to end on that than Great Wall.
True.
This was one
Segue.
of the first trailers that was released.
It wasn't
Like,
even
it was-
a trailer.
No,
the
it was just
coolest
like,
teaser ever.
It was
Yeah.
just like Caesar the monkey, like having snow
Dropped
falling
on him, and
him.
he comes
And
into
it's just
view.
the snow
Yeah.
materializing his character by the end
Yeah.
of it, and then you kind of seeing,
But
and that looked really good. Me personally, just in my everyday real life, I hate monkeys.
Oh, yeah,
so
you were saying
that's
you had a problem
why
with this.
I have a problem with this. I didn't like the
love
first
these
one.
movies.
I liked
Really?
the second one a lot.
Oh, man.
But it almost lost me when the one orangutan or ape or whatever is on
driving a
horseback
tank.
with dual akimbo
That's what they
machine
do.
guns. But no, they can barely speak English, but you can operate a military machine gun. No.
they can do sign language now.
So okay, throw an AK in the tank and see if you can do
But they got
anything.
the brain formula. But I'm a sucker for these movies. They're like the Star Trek reboot to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch the old ones. I hate the old ones. I've tried, but these new ones. I remember going to see Rise of the Planet of the Apes back when I first started doing real reviews, and I'd be like, usually somebody had to go with me, and nobody would go with me. And I got back to the movie. I remember all my friends are at Eckerdale. They're like, "How was it?" I'm like, "Man,
So good.
it was so good." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it showed in the box office.
Yeah.
Like another sleeper hit. They're like, it's one of those movies where people thought it'd do mediocre.
Well, and
but
it's
it
funny
made
because
money.
there's the original Planet of the Apes, and then there's the Mark Wahlberg.
No, we
Planet
don't
of the
talk
Apes,
about
and then
that.
there's these ones. So it tried to. There was that kind of, bombed reboot originally, and then there's these ones.
You can
and like
thank
you
Andy
said, you know
Serkis
what?
for
It's
this
exactly who
success.
you could
It's
thank.
the story for these ones. It's not exactly like they weren't trying to do. Okay, we have a Planet of the Apes movie. Let's redo it. Same story. Just looking good now.
Yeah.
Right. They changed it up. They made you care about like Caesar from
Yeah.
the very first
Well,
one.
and they
right?
made you root against humanity throughout it because you're watching
yeah.
it and you want the apes to rise up and take
But
over
then-
against your own race.
What they do in the second one is you root for some humans and some apes.
Right.
Just like in society today, but then some of the apes are jerks and some of the
He had
humans
that-
are jerks.
the evil one.
So
bad monkey.
I don't know
I
how
can't
that's going to
remember
come
his
into play because they usually
Well,
skip
I
forward
read-
a few years.
I read
the synopsis
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where-
it
yeah.
just sounds awesome. It sounds like Caesar's had enough. He's jaded.
He's war-torn.
He's exactly how. What was the bad monkey? Scar or whatever it was in the second one.
Yeah.
He's exactly how he is in this one, and he's hell bent on just killing
So
this
what happened?
general.
But who
that's
plays the
leading-
general? Woody Harrelson. I did not know that.
Ah.
Woody Harrelson plays him. I'm like, yes. Woody
I
Harrelson's
think
gonna
that'll
square
be
up some
good
monkeys.
casting for sure.
Well, and I think it's going to be cool to watch because Caesar he doesn't hate humanity, but he understands that he has to fight against them for his people to
Yeah.
rise up and do
Yeah.
everything.
Well, clearly something's happened within this from the
Something's
second
happened.
movie. to
I'm
the
sure we'll
third
get a
movie
crawl or something is
where
going to summarize
There's
it.
probably a lot of monkeys that are toast.
Dead.
Well, I wonder how like derelict is like society going to be at this point, because they were already kind of like trying to find a dam for power and living.
They need power. They're running out of food.
So now is it going to be that the humanity is really sparse and the monkeys are more kind of like taking out the stragglers? Like I am excited.
I think
for
vice
that.
versa.
Yeah,
I think it'll be humanity kind of on the brink and then
their last hurrah with the military,
and
that could be maybe what pushes Caesar. They try and do a genocide on like their camp or something.
Yep.
Oh man.
Anyways,
but
regardless.
They did of course for the panel, they did a trailer description or trailer for them, and they showed about 10-minute scene, and it's just a description on the internet if you want to read it. But that just means, I guarantee, comes out next July. By Christmas time, you're going to see the trailer for us as well.
Yeah, you can assume that.
War of the Planet of the Apes, which that's how you end on.
That's how you ended out on Matt Damon with a ponytail. What did you think of New York Comic Con? What did you think of all the trailers? Did we miss anything? Do you agree or disagree with some of our opinions on that stuff? Let us know. We love civilized discussion in the comments below. And you can also follow us on Twitter, even from this show.
Yo, we got a new one!
We got one!
Oh, we got a new one. At Gents Show.
Yeah, that's right. And also go hashtag Gentleman Show if you want to tweet us any questions or anything like that you want us to talk about on the air. And follow your guys' other Twitter.
At Real Reviews 00.
And at On Air Darren. And until the next week, I guess we'll find something else geeky to talk about.
Maybe some Halloween movies.
Ooh, the Halloween special, perhaps.
Halloween special.
And we're looking into escape room stuff, so don't quote us on that. But that could be pretty fun. So until the next time, be geeky.